Hi, everybody, and welcome once again to Analytical English. I'm Karen.
And I'm Wesley.
Today is October 25th, and we're on page 75 in your magazines. And today we have another composition exercise for you. And you can see right on page 75 here that we have a little table, a bar graph or a histogram for you to look at that you'll use when you are writing your article. You refer to it, get some data from it. And our title today is Things That People Often Forget.
好，我们今天这篇作文的题目是人们常遗忘的事物啊。那各位可以看到它这里有一个图表啊，所以我们看提示部分，他说右方图表呈现的是人们常遗忘的事物啊，所以请你根据这个图呢写一篇文章，它长度至少是150个单词啊。那文章要分成两段，第一段描述一下这个图所呈现的内容，第二段说明一下你自己常常忘的是哪些事物啊，还有你如何避免忘掉它们。
And I use the terms bar graph and histogram. Bar graph is something everybody will understand. It's a very ordinary phrase or name. Histogram is really funny. For a long time, I had to keep looking it up in the dictionary. It sounded like something really fancy. And then I saw that it was just a bar graph. I thought, why don't you just call it a bar graph? But it does have another name, histogram, and it's spelled just like it sounds. Looks like history, Histogram. Histogram, a histogram. It's just a bar graph, no big deal.
好，所以 histogram 就是一个 bar graph。那大家记得这重音啊，念 bar graph 啊，不要念 bar graph 啊。我也是听过学生这样念，我就觉得天，很刺耳哈。
When you have learned compound noun stress, it really is 刺耳. You just 全身就会退缩。
Yeah. 尤其这个字我不知道怎么 for some reason 啊，这个特别刺耳呀，特别刺耳啊，所以要记得是 bar graph 啊，这样念。
Thank you for mentioning that. So this one bothers you especially a lot?
Yeah, 因为not a lot, but several times. Yeah,
it irritates.
我这个声音特别听起来特别不舒服。
So do you correct the people who are saying it?
Yeah.
Good for you. Thank you. It's going to take a while to get the word around.
Yeah.
Because it's just not widely known. And you think, well, is it a big deal? I mean, I think people understand. We do. But why do you want to make somebody feel that something you said is 刺耳?
Yeah.
And Wesley is representative. He's not a native speaker, but he reacts exactly like a native speaker would.
Yeah, 真的听起来好刺耳。
That's right. Why do you want to make somebody feel like that? I don't think you would willingly do that if you knew what you were doing.
Yeah, 所以这个我想当然你如果知道你讲出来的发音会让人家听起来很刺耳的话，我相信你也会想要把它改掉。啊，所以一个一个改啊，你知道原则很好，然后一个一个特别注意，啊，一个一个提醒自己啊，这个叫做 bar graph.
And the rule is a noun that modifies another noun and forms a new word. It's a 复合名词，所以名词加名词，第一个名词修饰第二个名词，被修饰的名词是没有重音的。What's the reason for it? Because 我们已经把它视为是一个字，一个字只有一个重音。So it's not bar graph. 一个字怎么会有两个重音? Actually, some do, but it's the story I tell. So bar graph. The stress is on the first syllable. And also, it's contrastive. It's implying that graph has less information. 是什么样的 graph 呢? It's a bar graph. 它是这样子来的，它是有对比的价值，就是说，是这种而不是那种。And that's why we stress this one and not that one.
好，所以因为这些原因你要注意啊，像这个地方 bar 它只有重音，那 graph 没有重音。
That's right. And you can find articles about it on my site. If you want to know where they are, I will post the link. Go to Facebook, Karen on Ivy League Analytical English. Karen on Ivy 就找得到。I will post the article again because it's really not well known in Taiwan. Spread the word so more and more people know about it. There are so many things in English that are not taught here. They are not known about, so they cannot be taught. They are not considered important by the people who know, but the people who know are very small in number anyway.
Yeah, 所以多注意哈，这很多人会忽略掉的事情。
And 他不知道. And so, it's time that we get the word out. All right, next is our 写作指导.
Yeah, 所以这种图表式写作它的重点呢，是在于根据图表所提供的数据或文字等等讯息，把它转成文字，而且说明一下这个图表它所呈现的内容啊。所以在分析图表内容之后呢，我们可以从里面找到一些图表它的内容跟自身经验有没有什么相似或相异之处，然后我们再加以阐述。那图表式写作呢，有底下3个重点啊。第一个，你要仔细审题，一张图表里面可能还有很多的资讯，但是你不需要全面的描述这个图表， 而是你要针对这个图表里面某些内容进行重点式的描述还有分析啊。那因此呢，在下笔以前要先仔细分析图表所呈现的内容啊，它的重点，还有看看有没有什么样的趋势啊，这样你才能够正确简要的说明图表内容。那第二个呢，你重点式的描写图表啊，一般而言我们刚刚讲，你不需要全部巨细靡遗的通通把它写出来，而是你要跟观察里面的变化比较归纳之后呢，找出最具有代表性的几个数据，然后说明一下这些数据所代表的现象。好，那第三呢，与自身的经验连结啊，所以你简述图表呈现的现象之后，再跟自身的生活经验做一些连结，找出其中的相似或相异的地方，然后再进一步的说明跟图表中相似或相异的原因是什么。那这些都是原则。那在实际写英文作文的时候呢，其实各位要多注意一下，我们等一下范文里面那种表达图表里面的这个一些数字句的时候，它用什么样的句型，你把这些句型学起来也很有用。
Right. Oh, there's one more thing I want to notice when we were talking about compound nouns. Wesley knows that I've got this thing about it. But Wesley often goes along with it just fine because after he learned it, he realized it was important, and then he has now started teaching other people about it. So that's the way it works. 一传十，十传百 is sort of what we're looking for. There's one more thing I wanted to add. If you really want to understand the irritation that we feel, that we feel when we hear something like bar graph, just think of Chinese. If there's a foreigner speaking Chinese and they always say, 这件事情很好，真的很好，真的是很好。
Yeah.
When you hear that 很好, doesn't that irritate you?
Yeah, it does, yeah.
If you can feel firsthand, 你要透过母语找到一个类似的一种情况，然后自己感到有一点 irritated, 你才会真的了解为什么这个东西重要。你不断的让别人有这个 irritation 的感觉 you wouldn't want to do that.
Yeah, 所以真的要小心，而且可以从自己的母语里面找到一些例子，好像你一直听到刚刚 Karen 老师举的例子很好啊。那另外还有我听过别人这个有人常常举那个水饺，你那个音念错了就睡觉
Exactly.
就很怪，
我要睡觉。
对，我要睡觉啊。
But actually they want to eat.
Yeah, 所以像类似这样情况，你就知道这个英文母语的人听到你这个复合名词重音错掉的时候，他们那种心里面那种感觉也是一样，他知道你在讲什么，可是就好像一直跟他们脑袋里面的某个东西一直在作对那种感觉。
Yeah, that means could you please fix it? It's not 很好, it's 很好, right? All right, let's go to 动动脑. We're going to look at 1H, the 1H plus 1W, namely what and how. For the first paragraph, let's ask ourselves, what does the bar graph show?
好，所以这个图表里面它显示了什么呢？
And Paragraph 2, let's ask ourselves, what are the things you often forget? How do you solve the problem of being forgetful?
好，那你常常忘掉的东西是什么东西呢？那你怎么样解决这个问题？什么问题呢？ The problem of being forgetful. Forgetful 就是这个健忘，所以你怎么样解决你健忘这个问题呢？
That's interesting because I feel like they're sort of talking about me. I certainly am forgetful because we've got so much stuff to do.I mean, 大大小小的事情, we've got so much stuff to do in a day.
Yeah.
But there are a couple things that are so important, you have to make it impossible for you to forget them. I guess we'll talk more about it later. But we're going to talk about two objects in this lesson that I think are so important. You better have a good system in place for not forgetting them.
的确哈，这个如果说你想要避免忘掉事情的话呢，你最好要有一个办法哈。那事实上我想各位这个看你的经验跟年纪啦，那你会发现这个小时候也许还好，那越来越大你会发现每天要做的事情好多好那你如果一不小心就会忘了一件事情。
So you have to put in place a system that's 万无一失, that's infallible. You just can't forget it. We'll come back to it later. And here's our conclusion. To avoid this problem, I try to set alarms on my smartphone, which works great. I'm glad it works. But what happens when you run out of battery?That's why I don't trust smartphones.
所以呢，这个为了要避免 this problem， 就是我常常会忘掉这个健忘的这个问题，我要解决它呢，要避免健忘呢，我就想办法用手机来设定一些这个提醒alarms 可以说是闹钟，或者是设定一些提醒那这个 which 就这样的一个办法呢 works great 很有用
I find paper works better.
Yeah,
it doesn't run out of battery.
这个你其实用这个笔记本还是蛮有用的，因为你
纸张可以，
它不会最少不会说这个一下突然之间没电了
Right.
那其实我有认识几个这个事业做得很大的人，他其实他还是用笔 还是用笔记本。
And you often remember things better when you've actually written them by hand. You remember them better.
Yeah, 而且其实写字是很重要的哈，写字跟大脑是很有紧密的关联的，所以很多东西你如果用写的，你会比较容易记得。好，那所以我看过的几个但其实没有很多，我就看看2个啊，这个事业做得很大的人，他什么事情都拿一个小笔记本出来， 然后他都用手写的，他不是用手机。Yeah.
That's right. Just whip out this piece of paper, check. Oh, I've got 2 more things to do. This one's next. Personally, I think that works well.
Yeah.
But I do also use the notepad or the notes function on my phone. Mm-hmm. So the reason I like that is it syncs to all my devices. It goes from my computer to the iPad to the iPhone. Everything has got the same thing. So I have to admit that is also useful.
Yeah, 好，当然这个用手机其实也是很方便，因为你可以跟其他你所有的这个电脑设备可以连线，
right.
所以都随时可以查看。哦，对，有一点我觉得很有趣的，就是那2个事业做得很大的人，他们自己都不需要用电脑，因为他们已经做到那个有秘书帮他 key in 东西，用电脑做东西，所以他们身上不带电脑，或者是他手机不需要去用到那电脑功能，但是他要记得什么事情的话呢，他还就习惯好，既然我不用手机，好，我手机用来打电话就好，那重要事情我就用笔记本来记。
There are pluses and minuses to that. I like the idea of not being tied to your device.
Oh,
because so many people are just sort of glued to their devices. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but on the other hand, we do get a lot of good things from our devices. So
that's true.
That debate could go on and on.
Mm-hmm.
Let's move on to our outline. For our first paragraph, we can start it off with, it's human nature to forget sometimes.
It's human nature to 怎样，就是这件事情是人性啊，所以 it's human nature to forget sometimes， 就偶尔忘掉一些事情，这是人性啊，就是换句话说，人都会这样子。
A. The bar graph above shows what the most common things that people either forget or misplace are. Wow, that are we had to wait a long time to get to.
Yeah， 好，所以以上啊这个 bar graph 它显示的是what the most 什么什么啊，最后一个 are 在句尾啊。所以他说什么东西呢？是 the most common things 最常见的一件事情 that people either forget 啊，人们要么就是忘了，要么就是 misplace 啊 misplace 它原来的意思就是 to put something in a wrong place 啊，因为你放错地方了，所以你会这个 lose it 啊 temporarily 啊
or you forgot where you put it. You
或者
didn't put it in your usual place.
对，所以 misplace 你没有放在你经常放的地方啊，那就很容易就忘了，哎，糟糕，放到哪里去了啊？所以这 misplace 这个字，我觉得英文这个字很有趣，中文好像没这种概念啊。中文就是找不到就是找不到，可是英文把那个原因找出来，你为什么找不到？因为你 misplace 啊，所以我有时候有些东西找不到啊，我太太就跟我讲说，就跟你讲东西不要乱放。
And I'm sure you love hearing her nag.
Oh yeah， 那听起来就是对啊，他讲的没错啊，对不对？你东西用完就放回，那真的东西不要找得到，最好的办法就是每一个东西放定位啊。这东西一定放这里啊，那你就不会找不到。那如果说哪一天你没有放回地方去，那就找不到。所以 misplace 这个字我觉得非常漂亮，非常妙，就是因为你放到不该放的地方，所以你找不到了。
But actually, if that happens, what you have to do is go back in time step by step. Do not panic. Mm-hmm. So if you have the time, just relax and then just go through the motions of what you did. You will remember it. Your body and brain will work together and remember it. So step by step, you went from the bedroom to the dining room and then to the kitchen. And then I went here and then you will remember, oh, I remember. Because I went to the kitchen, I left it out on the dining room table. You will remember it. Will come back to you.
Yeah.
So I want to add 2 things to that. One is my father had a saying that's worth learning. A place for everything and everything in its place.
啊，所以 a place for everything 啊，每个东西都有一个地方可以放，然后呢，这个也都放在那个地方。
And everything in its place. That's right. And the other thing comes from another important person from that generation. That was my father. Another one who has a famous way of dealing with this is my mother-in-law, 我婆婆. And she often misplaces things and she forgets where they are. But she doesn't get upset. She says, 没有关系，就是她自己总会跑出来啊。She always says the same thing and it always happens.
Yeah. 好，所以这也很有趣哈。这个的确有些事情你要找的，有些东西你要找的时候找不到，后来不需要找他的时候，他自己跑出来了。
That's right. And if she were saying it in English, she might say, oh, don't worry. It will turn up sooner or later.
好 It will turn up 就是出现 sooner or later 迟早。
And it always does.
Yep.
To move on, B, topping the list at 20% is what day of the week it is, followed by passwords and keys. Now, the first one is easy to check. Just check your device. It will give you the date and the day of the week. So topping the list at 20% is what day of the week it is. That's the easiest one to solve.
Yeah, 好，所以它这个名单上的第一名，好，占了20%，好，是什么呢？是今天星期几 ？What day of the week it is？ 啊 ，followed by 接下来跟着的是什么样？排名接下来的是 passwords 啊，就是你的这个密码啊。像这个字也是一样，很多人会念成 password 啊，这个是 passwords 啊，重音在 pass。然后呢 ，keys 这个钥匙也常常找不到啊。那这里呢，除了这个内容之外，各位要记得这个句型啊，你可以说 topping the list at 多少 is 什么什么啊，就表示这个排名第一是 topping the list， 那占多少是什么？那这样你这个句型记起来，你一句话就解决了排名第一跟百分比的问题。好 ，topping the list at 多少 percent is blah blah blah。And
then followed by is a nice way to continue the sentence.
Yeah 啊，然后接下来打个逗点 ，followed by 就是接下来第二名、第三名是什么什么。
Passwords are a real problem because if you pick one that's easy to remember, it will be very easy to hack.
Yeah.
And if you use the same password for many sites, once somebody finds your password for one site, they can get into a lot of your sites, pretend they're you, and they can use this to retrieve information that may be very sensitive. So it's very dangerous to use the same password in many sites, even if that site is not so important.
Yeah 好，所以这个 password 这个问题哈，一个就是你 password 如果设定的太简单，太容易被人家猜到，例如说用你的生日啊，那这样的话呢，很容易就被人家破解啊。那另外一个问题就是，如果说你好几个不同的地方用的是同一个密码的话，万一被人家猜到一个密码，你这其他地方都会被破解掉哈，所以这个上面这个都是很麻烦的。
And not just the other sites, they can use that information to get into sites where you used a different password.
Yeah.
It's much more dangerous than you think. 不只限于那几个sites where you use the same password.
Yeah.
So that really is a problem. You should avoid using a simple password and using the same password on many sites.But if you use a hard-to-remember password, you have to carry a piece of paper around with you all the time.
Yeah 啊，但是你如果用了一个太难的、太复杂的这个密码的话，你可能要把它写下来啊。那所以这个是蛮麻烦的一件事情。Yeah.
Right. And then the third one is something that belongs to the category that I talked about earlier. You have to have a good system for your keys. Always put them in the same place with no exceptions because you cannot mess around with keys. They're too important.
Yeah 然后另外一个就是钥匙呢，你一定要有一个很固定的地方去放啊，这样子的话你才不会掉，因为钥匙太重要了。
Yeah, you'll waste time and you will ruin your health because you get really worried when you can't find it. So just be really super careful with your keys and also items in letter C. Letter C is the rest includes wallets or purses, phones, and important dates, especially your wallet, your purse, and your phone. Those also have to go into the same place all the time.
Yeah. 好，所以 the rest 就是这个剩下的 includes 包含了什么呢？啊，包含了你的这个皮夹、皮包、你的电话，还有一些重要的日子啊，你都可能会忘。所以大家可以学起来，这里 the topping the list at 多少 percent is A， 然后呢comma followed by B and C， 然后呢另外一句 the rest includes 啊这个 E F G 哈。
Okay.And second paragraph, personally, I often forget where I have put my keys, which is annoying because trying to find them is frequently time-consuming. It doesn't just take time. It really will upset you emotionally.
Yeah, 这不只是 time-consuming 就是耗时间，不只是耗时间，而且会让你的心情受到影响啊。那另外呢 annoying 是很讨厌的啊，这个烦的，这钥匙怎么又找不到了？那另外一个 frequently 大家可以学起来哈，就是 trying to find them， 你要想办法找到这些东西呢。经常 frequently 是很耗时间的。
Right, and note the stress, time-consuming. It's really time-consuming. A, another thing I sometimes misplace is my wallet. Now, that's the second really important one. Like I said, don't mess with those two, your keys and your wallet.
Yeah, 然后另外一个我常常这个找不到的是我的皮夹，这也很重要。
Misplace is 乱放. In Chinese, there's a good word for it, 乱放. Because I hear that in my family. B, I also occasionally forget some important dates.
那我也会忘掉一些重要的这个日期。
Okay, if you have a partner, remember their birthday.
好，尤其是你如果有一个 partner 哈，不管是你有配偶或者是你的这个这个男朋友或女朋友，千万不要忘了他们的这是重要的生日。
Or your other family members.
Yeah.
And the conclusion, to avoid this problem, I try to set alarms on my smartphone, which works great.
好，那这一句话我们刚刚看过了。
All right, and here is our model composition. It's human nature to forget sometimes. Everyone has forgotten something in his or her life, and the bar graph above gives some insight into what the most common things that people either forget or misplace are. Topping the list at 20% is what day of the week it is, followed by passwords and keys. Together, these items make up more than 50% of the answers to the survey. The other 45% includes wallets or purses, phones, and important dates. Personally, I often forget where I have put my keys, which is annoying because trying to find them is frequently time-consuming. Another thing I sometimes misplace is my wallet, but I am usually able to find it if I look hard enough. Like a few people who were surveyed, I have to admit that I also occasionally forget some important dates. To avoid this problem, I try to set alarms on my smartphone, which works great. Okay, back to the beginning. It's human nature to forget sometimes.
我们这个句子看过了。
Everyone has forgotten something in his or her life, and the bar graph above gives some insight into what the most common things that people either forget or misplace are.
好，这个句子呢，有一部分我们没看过啊。他说这个每一个人呢 has forgotten 啊，都忘了 something， 都曾经忘过一些什么事情啊，在他的一生里面啊，我想没有一个人可以说我这辈子从来没有忘过任何事情，不可能的啊。你讲这句话就表示你忘了一些事情了。
Right.
啊，所以呢，他这个上面这个 bar graph， 它 gives some insight into 什么啊？这个 insight 就是这个看得更清楚的意思啊，真知灼见啊，所以 give some insight into 就让你更清楚的看到。
让你多一些见解。
让你有更清楚的见解啊，让你了解到说啊，这个人们常常丢掉的东西，或者常常这个乱放，或者常常忘掉的东西是什么？
Topping the list at 20% is what day of the week it is, followed by passwords and keys. Now, the first one I still think is very funny. Like, if that's a big problem in your life, knowing what day it is, that's a little die, in my opinion.
好，那这个句子我们其实看过了啊，那个记得那个用法 ，topping the list at 多少 percent is 什么什么，然后 comma followed by B and C.
This might be different for people who do the same thing every day, but I have a very particular schedule that I teach by, and I have to know what day of the week it is, or I'll come to the classroom at the wrong time.
所以其实当老师的大概很难忘记那个礼拜几，很难搞混啊，因为你今天上了什么，昨天上了什么，明天要上什么，你都其实大概都知道。
That's right. Together, these items make up more than 50% of the answers to the survey.
啊，一起啊，这些东西啊 ，make up 就是组成或者是占了哈，超过50%的啊，这个对于这一次 survey 的这个 answer 啊 ，answers to the survey 是调查，所以这次调查里面回答的这个项目里面呢，以上讲的这些占了超过50%。
The other 45% includes wallets or purses, phones, and important dates.
好，那另外有45%呢，包含了底下这些东西。
Personally, I often forget where I have put my keys, which is annoying because trying to find them is frequently time-consuming.
这记住我们看过了。
Another thing I sometimes misplace is my wallet, but I am usually able to find it if I look hard enough.
前面这句话我们看过，但是后面他说啊，我常常忘掉，但是呢，我通常可以找到啊 ，if I look hard enough 啊，如果我找得够努力、够用力找的话，还通常是找得出来的。
That's really funny.
Yeah.
Like a few people who were surveyed, I have to admit that I also occasionally forget some important dates. And you can say surveyed or surveyed, but usually we say surveyed.
好，那他说就好像有几个被这个调查的人啊，这个所回答的，我必须要承认 ，I have to admit， 我必须要承认呢，我也是偶尔 occasionally 我会忘掉一些重要的日子。
To avoid this problem, I try to set alarms on my smartphone, which works great.
这个句子我们也看过了。
And now it's time for us to go, but Wesley, can you help me find my phone first?
Oh, sure. But I forgot what your phone looks like.
Oh, no, we'll have to figure that one out. That's it for today. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.